Hi, welcome to Bridging Minds, the science podcast of the German Embassy here in Delhi. My name is Viktoria Apitzsch. I'm the Science Counsellor of the Embassy. I'm here today with Madan, Director of the IGSTC, the Indo-German Science and Technology Center. In this podcast, we want to talk obviously about the center itself, but also about Indo-German scientific cooperation in general, go a little bit beyond. And this is why I'm very happy to have you here, Madan. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Victoria.
For all of you who don't know Madan, he has an extensive background in research and in the Indo-German science landscape, as he was not only engineering and making, marine robots famous in India, but he also served as the scientific counselor of the Indian embassy. So he was actually doing my job back in Berlin a while ago. So whom better to address the topic of Indo-German science funding, the fostering of Indo-German scientific cooperation than with you. I'd say let's dive right into it. I remember my first couple of days and weeks here, I had to learn a lot of abbreviations, but one that I learned rather quickly was the IGSTC, the Indo-German Science and Technology Center. For all of those who don't know it, I'll briefly read out the information you get from the website when you initially look it up. The IGSTC is a joint initiative by the Department of Science and Technology of the Indian government and the Federal Ministry of Education and Research, that was what it called then. Today it's called the Federal Ministry of Research, Technology and Space, by the German government. It was established to facilitate Indo-German research and development, networking through substantive interactions among government, academia, research, system and industries, thus fostering innovation for overall economic and societal developments in both the countries. That is a lot of big words. Madan, how would you describe the IGSTC yourself?
Well, first of all, thank you, Victoria. So let me describe IGSTC in two manners. Firstly, the Indo-German Science and Technology Center, I think it's a foundation for all Indo-German science and technology cooperation. It's a very strong foundation, and I would say every layer coming on it, every floor coming on it is like a program. So we have a very strong foundation, and it can take many programs for the years to come. So that is one way to define it. The other way to define IGSTC is it's a one-stop shop for any science collaboration in form of projects, in form of networking, fellowships, that's one part. And the other important thing is it caters to every area of researchers, budding researchers, industrial fellowships, then you have women scientists for projects, then you have early career researchers, mid-career researchers, and experienced researchers. Everyone can come to this shop to shop something for science and technology and innovation between India and Germany. So I would put it in these two ways, very simple ways. Yeah.
Very brief and precise. I like the idea as you described it as a one-stop shop. Has it always been that? Maybe you can elaborate and tell us a little bit about the history. It was founded, now I was about to say it was founded not too long ago, but actually time flies. It's been a while since it's been established, and you've been there for a significant part of the journey. Maybe you can explain
True.
The development and also some highlights maybe.
Yeah, so IGSTC was established in 2010. So this June we turned, on 10th of June we turned 15 years. So we are young, relatively a young center. So when we started off, it started off with very much on the mandate of applied research. So we had only one major program, that was the flagship 2+2 program, where there was an industry and academia doing projects together. And we had few workshops. So I think any institution or center, when it starts with one or two programs, and this is what IGSTC did. So for first 5 years, it was stabilizing the center itself. And during the next 5 years, I think they were trying to get new programs. Of course, we were at Gurgaon at that time. So the initial time was at Gurgaon.
Out of the way.
Out of the way. And then we shifted to Delhi. So I took over IGSTC in December 2020. So I'm there for 4.5 years. So I can then, after the first 10 years, the last 5 years have changed IGSTC in the form of many formats. One is a lot of new programs, giving opportunities to youngsters, women scientists to network further, a lot of projects. And the other thing is physically shifting the center from Gurgaon to the heart of Delhi and heart of Indian science and technology at DST.
Right,
and I
in
think
the
that
DST, yeah.
in the DST, we are at the heart of it. And today we are sitting below ANRF, where the biggest funding for science comes in India. Even if it percolates a little funds, I think IGSTC will be very rich.
You can catch some from there.
Yeah, so that's been a small transformation. And we started off with 2 million euros per country, and now we are at 4 million each. So, but I'm sure we are going to go higher with the new programs. Yeah.
Great. And before we maybe talk about ANRF and research funding in Germany and India on a later point, because I want to pick that up. You mentioned already some programs you added. It seems to me you focused very much on young researchers. You mentioned the program for women, which we are a fan at the embassy, especially. Maybe care to elaborate what's possible for young researchers if they want to have funding from the IGSTC? What are the possibilities?
Yeah, so you mentioned that I was there in Germany as a science counselor. So that helped me understand the S&T landscape in Germany. Not only that, but where Germany would like to cooperate with India. And I know exactly what India is also interested. So I had to filter out a lot of things and where there was mutual interest, and that's where the programs are today. And each program, the wordings define the program. If you take WISER, Women Involvement in Science and Engineering Research. In today, we are talking about women not coming into STEM. There is less women participation. But WISER is actually trying to cater to that responsibility. We have another program for paired early career researchers. Pair them up at a very early stage because youngsters are looking for contacts. We can do it through emails and through social media. But actually connecting them and making them travel and stay with each other for 4 months, it's a transformation to get these youngsters on a long-term road between India and Germany. Then we have this industrial fellowship where young PhDs and postdocs in India are going to German industry. So this is really helping manyfold. Getting the Indian young researchers into applied research, getting German industry, very good minds from India. Germany is looking for a lot of good manpower. Some of them do get jobs there. Many of them are coming back, setting up getting into good professions here, but the connect remains for very long, very, very long. And of course, we have a program called SING, Small Immediate Need Grants. I think it explains it. You apply for a grant, within 2 months, you get it. I don't think many government organizations can do this. And that's for quick travel, quick interactions between scientists, academicians, and industry. So in Crux, these are the different programs. We've increased the number of networking workshops, which were around 2 or 3 every year. Today we have around 18 workshops every year. Each workshop connects around 30 to 40 Indians and Germans. So imagine the number of people connecting every month. Every month, 50 of them are traveling across either in India or Germany, talking to each other. A lot of industry is in it also. So that's in Crux, the new programs.
Yeah. So basically where you saw need of improvement, being like immediate grants, be it like bringing women into the workforce, let's call it, or getting them into research, and then you were able to act on that rather quickly. But so
I just want to add on, all this is for a reason, because our main mandate of IGSTC is applied and industrial research, and that is the 2+2 program. And if you keep 2+2 program alone without anything else, you will get unknown people applying, connecting for the first time. Now we are creating a lot of connectivity around. So these people will in future apply for 2+2 programs in a very strong manner. So they know each other, they know their strengths. Industries are also knowing the academicians. They apply together. The outcome of 2+2 projects will be much, much better in the years to come with these other programs. So the aim is not just this, but to also strengthen applied research and the 2+2 flagship program of IGSTC.
So you basically created like
now
that ecosystem,
inclusive ecosystem to support the entire mandate of IGSTC.
And to my knowledge, maybe information for the listeners and viewers, like when I talk about you, like the IGSTC, I have to say it's me, myself as well, as the Science Counsellor is a board member. So we, the IGSTC, which we're all collaborating at, have kind of created this, and we've seen the development. And what I found interesting is that when at the start of these programs we had a little more interest coming from Indian researchers going to Germany, but we now see a development that more and more German researchers actually pair up with Indian researchers and use these programs and come and notice the Indian research space. So I would call that a success, definitely. You mentioned the 2+2 calls, like the flagships of funding already. Obviously, this industry nexus is crucial. Why would you say, like a German company, an Indian company, why should they collaborate? Is it this intricate ecosystem you already mentioned? What other benefits is there? What is your unique selling point, I'm asking?
Yeah, so this is a good question, because all industries look at profits. Not short term, maybe even long term. So if you look at industry participation in IGSTC, how they benefit, number one, in 2+2 projects, industry directly gets a grant, not a loan. So they are not losing much by contributing, but they are gaining much because they are getting a lot of innovation on their products. They are able to enhance their product performance, number one. So by combining with the top academicians and researchers in both the countries, their knowledge levels are going up. They're gaining a lot. They not only getting the funding from IGSTC, they're gaining a lot on technical knowledge. So they can improve their products, number one. Number two, I think I said that in the first sentence, they are connecting with the top academicians and researchers in both countries. How do you do it? It's not easy for industry to really connect, and this gives them that platform. That helps them to innovate in the industry. The third one, which is very important, is I think the industry breaks into the other country and looks at a market for their own products in the other country, and which is very important. Many of the German industries who have worked with 2+2 have visited India and they have seen an Indian market. So this actually opens their eyes to other markets. So for India, through Germany is the European market. For Germany, the Indian market itself would be huge. So I think this is very important. The industries will indirectly benefit in numerous ways through this.
Quite a good
that is number one. We also involve industry in networking workshops. And just to tell you, now there is a workshop coming up where only industry is participating. They are so keen. That means there is so much interest and they're looking out for opportunities like this. And I think that's why I said this foundation is very strong. You can put different floors and have different programs. Yeah.
Very nice. Let's see. Let's get back to maybe the research landscape, the funding opportunities in India and Germany per se. Let's get a little bit more general. We mentioned the NRF. India has ambitious plans, I would call them, to reframe how research funding is going to work. Germany as well has now elected a new government. The science ministry is looking a little bit different, has a little bit of different focus areas. Within all of this, where do you see the IGSTC going with this? Could it play like a more pivotal role maybe?
Yeah, very important. I'm very excited with the NRF because NRF has got one similarity with IGSTC. NRF is also going to link a lot of industry in research funding. So they are looking at industry very closely, not only German, Indian industry, globally, industries from everywhere. So what I would see IGSTC there as, I would see IGSTC as an extended wing of NRF for any program with Germany. And I think I would not say milk the cow, but it's an opportunity because ANRF is there, not only in India, but just situated in the same building as IGSTC. I think we should make use of this opportunity in the future. This is the first one. So extended wing for any program with Germany, ANRF, if IGSTC can be there in the forefront and facilitate, I think it will be a feather in the cap. Number two, ANRF is also talking about large funding, very large funding. The funding can be much more than the funding what IGSTC gets. So this gives an opportunity for India and Germany to come up with 1 or 2 lighthouse projects which need huge funding. Like let us take Hydrogen Valley. It's a lighthouse project. Can they do it together through ANRF? And there Germany has got a lot of technology, India has got a lot of knowledge, and India has got a lot of application. So lighthouse projects through ANRF is something what IGSTC should do as an extended wing for ANRF. And these 2 aspects definitely possible. And
interesting. Yeah. Looking forward.
Yeah.
I want to come back to the IGSTC, the inner workings now. You've talked about the programs and the workshops and the small grants that you give. I reckon you must get a lot of applications. How do you deal?
Yeah, this is something what's happening today in reality. We did a lot of outreach in the last 4 years. We are now visible. I think we have created a brand name of IGSTC, and that has resulted in exponentially increasing the number of applications we receive. But I think what we did in 3 years ago, we also started a project management software. So this has helped us a lot. So parallelly we did this. So everything is online, from the application to the initial eligibility check to the reviewers who use the same portal. So for us, all the statistics is on one portal. So we don't have to send applications to reviewers, which takes time. The only question is, how do we get reviewers? That is still a question, and it's a challenging job because many areas, the applications can be in numerous areas. To get reviewers is a challenge. But the process, I think we have less turnaround time because all our deadlines are fixed. We have processing time which is fixed. We have a good project management software which works for all the programs. So everything is online. Eligibility checks are quick. In that way, that has helped. But what you're saying is right. Applications have really skyrocketed, especially in Visor, PECFR, workshops. They're really going very high.
But in general, I think I remember you reported the quality is also really, really good. Like
quality
everything you get needs to be reviewed, everything is fine.
Yes,
it's just a question of
high quality.
Then selecting
ones.
And
so that high quality is not a challenge for me, it's a challenge for the reviewers. How do they choose the top 10 or top 20 from this 80 or 100 or 300? So at some stage, I think we need to increase the number of awards so that success rate is better. So when you get more applications, success rate becomes low. And that's not a very good sign if the governments are not going to put in more money. They need to start putting in more, saying that that's the interest, let's put more money in here. So that the success rate also is more. So next year, people will continue to apply.
Got the hint, we will work on this, obviously. Still, that being said, do you have tips for a successful application?
Definitely, So number one is we have a call text and guidelines for every program when you apply. And many a times people may skip something. So we say first look at that. Second, I said everything is online. Even when you're doing things online, we have instructions. So it's important you follow those online instructions which are happening during your filling of online proposals. Third thing, very important, is when a deadline is 31st March, don't start filling your proposal on 31st March. Many of them tend to do that. And PMS of the IGSTC is not a global, it's tailor-made for IGSTC. So you could have surprises on filling. It's actually a very simple format. But for you, it's the first time. And then you can get confused and then you can make mistakes and the time is over. And then you start calling us at our office, sorry, we cannot extend deadlines. do it a week earlier if you're so confident and you've got a good partner. The next is IGSTC's mandate is applied research. So wherever applied research comes in the program, try to highlight that. Bring the flavor of applied research in your program. Like I told you workshops, out of 15 participants from Germany or 15 from India, try to get in at least 5 to 6 industry. You get a better chance of your workshop being approved. Number one. So pad early career fellowship in applied research. Bring the flavor of applied research in your proposal. You get a better chance of being chosen. So I think that those are small tips. Choosing your right partner. You made a point getting Germans to India. It's challenging. So we still have cases where we have a 3-year project with a German scientist, but the German scientist wants to come only 1 year. So now we have made it pad. Make sure the German scientist comes all 3 years and she says that in the proposal she has a better chance than the one coming for 1 year. Yes, we want them to come here and see the system.
Obviously, yeah.
So those are small things, small tips, as you said, if you really want to beat the others in the race.
Lovely. Speaking about the people, the young and maybe older researchers that have gotten support by you, we just before starting recording, we talked about their experiences. May you share something, like are there success stories, people that then went on to work in Europe or came back and got excellent positions here? Maybe you want to share a little bit about their experience that they've told you about.
So there are different modes of experiences. Like in the 2+2 project, it's not only the PIs and the industry people talking to each other. They hire a lot of research fellows, PhD students, who are also traveling to Germany and coming back. And it has so happened in many of these cases, the PhDs from India are going to German universities or German industry. They are absorbing them because they see some of them who are capable. So it's opening up avenues for the youngsters, even the 2+2 projects. The PECFER is just a 2-month visit of the German to India and 2 months of the Indian to Germany. And the Germans coming to India, I think they for them it's a transfer. They don't believe it. Initially there's a hesitancy. I will come for maybe 2 weeks, but once they come here, I think they want to come again and again and again. This is some sort of a feedback we get.
That's good to hear, though, that it is a lasting impression for both sides.
Yes, they feel there could be accommodation problems, food problems, but I think those are challenges you might find anywhere in the world.
Obviously.
And it can be in different ratios. But then if your host is good and takes care, or if you are a good traveler, which I think most of Germans are, I think it's not an issue. The other category is the young Indian researchers, the industrial fellows who go. They I think have a ball of a time. They go for 6 months or 12 months, and I think for them it's a real stepping stone to the next phase of life in profession. And they either tuned into an industry who gives them a postdoc or gives them a job, or train them so well they come back, get good positions. Many of them come back, get very good positions in India, and for us they become good ambassadors. Just today we got a call from NIT Meghalaya. One of the industrial fellows who went to Germany and came back, he's now joined as an assistant professor in NIT Meghalaya. And he calls up and he says, you all have not done an outreach in the Northeast. Can you do one more? I will do the entire thing. I'll get entire Northeast to NIT Meghalaya. For us, it becomes so simple.
Yeah.
So these are big success stories and helping hands to us, small ambassadors here and there. So many examples like this.
Yeah. Obviously, something like this can be, great post in your CV, your personal CV, like push your career further. Definitely. I believe. Yeah. But I would also, before we were casually talking about this alumni network, and I think we should definitely start building on that. It's a good suggestion, and maybe we'll work on that. That's really important to have. Yeah. Let's do that. Final question. I've asked this before. I remember your answer. Maybe now you have a different answer. For you, if you could pick any 2+2 call, like which area? Like you're free, no board restrictions, no voting. Like you could say, this is where we're gonna put our money. Like which area would you put it? What would be the next 2+2 call according to you?
Yeah, so I usually I have many ideas, but finally what happens is the areas IGSTC focuses on are mutually arrived areas. You're a part of a governing body, you know how it is decided. So both the governments sit and say these are our interests and what really overlaps, and that's what we pick up. And what I see overlapping in the next few upcoming years is mainly technology for increasing agricultural productivity, because land is same, but how can we increase productivity? Number of farmers are reducing, but we need to increase productivity.
Something that it's interesting not only for India but for Germany as well.
Definitely.
With both. Climate change and all.
One of the very key areas was water resource management, important for Germany, but I think we have already tackled it through this current call.
True.
So that's taken care, which is going to. The other two areas is renewable energy, technology for new types of renewable energy, tapping new energies, and energy storage, which is an ongoing work, but it has to be again and again, called out for, and we need new ideas in that. I would also say regenerative medicine, replacement of human parts, and it's a huge market. It's a very huge market. It might not be only regenerative medicine, but also replacing human parts through devices. Like let me give you an example. Yesterday I had a chat with one of our 2+2 PIs in additive manufacturing. So because of his 2+2 project, he is now in connect with a US industry which makes metal kneecaps, any part of the body, any bone, metal replacement. So, this, and he says the demand is so huge, but I think we need innovation in that.
Innovation. It's a market that hasn't been that much tapped into.
It's not tapped much. And lastly, I think we had a call last year on recycling. This is a challenge for the entire globe. We consume so much, but we have to recycle. And I think any new innovative means for recycling are welcome. So I think
globally needed.
So I think this should repeat every 2 years, the call on this, or have a sub call so that people coming up with new ideas can actually get funded to prove their capability.
Manan, thank you so much for being here with us.
My pleasure.
You can get all the information about IGSTC in the links below. And thanks for all of your hard work, taking the time today, and hope to see you soon. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the podcast. It means the world to us. Thank you so much, and hear you the next time.